All right, what is up? Welcome to episode 2 of the Chatting Gamer. Hopefully you guys checked out episode 1. It's kind of but it's my first episode and I enjoy doing it. It's called Don't Quit. I probably rambled on for like 10 minutes, so definitely go check that out. This week's episode is going to be set for scary stories slash ghost stories slash paranormal stories slash stuff that's not of this realm. So hopefully you're having a good day, morning, night, whenever you are seeing or hearing this. Right now the podcast is just going to be on YouTube. Maybe later on in the year I'll put them on Spotify, or I'll put them on something, and you'll be able to just get the audio part. So I'm not going to do any rambling, bambling, stambling today. We're just going to get right to it. But I got to make sure to set the tone. And this is what that tone sounds like. Ooh, scary. So, first off, what I want to do is I want to define ghost or paranormal. Now, a ghost, according to the interwebs, a ghost is the spirit of a dead person, especially one that is believed to appear to the living in bodily form to haunt specific locations. A person's spirit or soul, or a returning or haunting memory or image. So that could be, if you've ever seen like videos of like the Gettysburg haunts, or I'm trying to think of some other like famous places. I'm running a blank right now, but like an area that's kind of near where I live, Tombstone, Arizona. I've seen some stuff there. I'll get into that later. I mean, there's just all over the place. There has been all kinds of like ghost sightings, paranormal stuff, whatever. But that is how we define what a ghost is. Now, something paranormal is something that is beyond the range of normal experience or scientific explanation, pertaining to parapsychology, pertaining to forces or mental processes such as extrasensory perception or psychokinesis. Dude, I'm learning some words I never even thought I was going to learn today. Outside the possibilities defined by natural or scientific laws, or that which cannot be explained by a scientific method. So that is like, okay, you know, you've seen videos all over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikToks, all over the place. People are really good at their craft, so to speak. And people are really good at faking stuff, like oh no, I have something paranormal going on in my kitchen, and look, here's a drawer that's being moved. And even though you can tell, or it doesn't look like it right away unless you're like really examining the video, you don't see the string that's being pulled from the person that's like off camera or something. So that's how you can tell the fake ones. But there's been some people out there that are really good about making it look like super real, and I like those videos. Keep those videos coming. But there's other times where it is straight up real raw footage that you cannot fake. You can't even try to fake it, and even if you tried to fake it, I don't know. It's just, this gets me going. This gets me going, and I lose my train of thought. But the same thing could happen to someone else in a different part of the world, and what they're experiencing is straight up real. Like, I don't know why, but I'm getting goosebumps, like, kind of talking about this. I don't know if it's the music. I don't know if it's I'm getting all giddy about talking about it. But there's a lot of stuff out there that is super real, but because of all the fakeness out there, it's kind of diluted all the real footage that people come up with. Well, not come up with. I shouldn't say that. That makes it sound even more wrong. I should say shown footage. There we go. So one thing that really comes to mind about faking or something being real is the Amityville haunting. I am sure anybody that is into the paranormal or ghost stuff, excuse me, I'm sure you've heard of the story. There's some, I guess, really famous people did. Ed and Lorraine Warren. They were paranormal investigators, and they went literally all over the place investigating paranormal activities, literally. They went to the UK. They went to I forgot where the first Conjuring movie was taking place, but they did that. They also went to the most, I guess, famous place of all, the Amityville house in it's right here. I don't know why I'm not reading it, but everyone's seen all the movies about the Amityville horror. Especially the one that I like the most is the one that has the actor Ryan Reynolds in it. I believe that is by far the most best rendition of, I guess, the telling of that story. But in a nutshell, if you're not familiar, in the early morning hours of November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFeo fatally shot his father, 2 brothers, and his sister. All were found in their beds, face down, and despite the neighbors' houses being close together, no one heard screams or noises. Mr. DeFeo claimed that ghosts were present during the events and had goaded him into eliminating his siblings through his original intent was just to executing his father. That's how like this whole like gruesome like ghost sightings and stuff like that started. It was from this guy. To kind of give a little bit of history, and I'm actually getting this from yourghoststories.com, but you can pretty much find this information anywhere. And I guess because of the Ronald DeFeo thing, that's what the house is most famous for. It was originally a house for Native Americans that were insane, sick, or withering. Those Indians were buried on the property, obviously from less than peaceful circumstances. Were these Indians buried on unconsecrated ground led to the later strange tragedy that took place, the Ronald DeFeo killings. Even more stranger is, I don't know why, but the real estate market decided to put this house back up for sale, and they couldn't find any suckers, so to speak, to purchase this house until they found some very lovely people, George and Kathy Lutz, or Lutz. I don't know how their last name is pronounced. The house sold for $80,000. I didn't know that. I knew it was a really low amount, but so pretty much all the movies and stuff that were made were literally the recounts of George and Kathy Lutz's stay in that house. Of course, you know, they would see things, they would hear things. I actually kind of like the way that the Ryan Reynolds Amityville horror movie explains everything, like I said before. So I would actually definitely suggesting going and watching that, because one, I like Ryan Reynolds. He's a really great actor. Two, it's just so well done. And that's also the first horror movie that I took my younger brother to see, and he literally he had to sit 2 rows in front of me, and he had his little hat on and he had it covering his face for the entire movie. After I call it the bathroom scene. The little boy went to go to use the restroom in the middle of the night in this haunted, creepy ass house, and once he went to the bathroom, he went to turn, and there was some like crazy like figure face thing there, whatever. But to no avail, with everything that was happening to the Lutzes, that's where Ed and Lorraine Warren came in. They did all their stuff and they did their investigations. There's a famous photo of the boy. I can probably actually pull it up. Amityville or pics. We'll go to images, and then the one that is, where is it at? This one. Yep, this one is the most famous picture right there of the boy standing there. So I mean, I'm kind of getting the heebie-jeebies just kind of looking at that, but yeah, there's a lot of people out there that think that the Lutzes made up the stories to try to gain fame, fortunes, all that stuff. But with the amount of experiences that I had, that I'll talk about here in just a moment, excuse me, yeah, I think that everything that happened in that house is completely real. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Amityville story is real or fake? Or do you think it's a half and half? Do you think that all of that stuff did happen, at least to Ronald DeFeo, but the stuff that happened to the Lutz after, like in all the fabrication of all the spirits and stuff, is that fake? So let me know in the comments below what you guys think, because I would really like to hear what your thoughts are on it. Now that we've gone over that, I would actually like to go over my own personal experiences. And since I mentioned Tombstone, I will definitely mention a couple of things about the Tombstone ghost hunts. So a little bit of history. Well, if anybody's ever seen the movie Tombstone, you guys kind of sort of know the history a little bit. It was kind of to the T a little bit. Tombstone was a mining town. Everybody came, during the gold rush and all that stuff. So everybody did the whole move out west thing. And, gunfights, bar fights, shootouts, all kinds of stuff happened. But there's one place where a lot of stuff happened and all took place, and it was called the Birdcage Theater. Well, they do these ghost tours, of course, at night. You can also go to the tour during the day, and you can actually see, like, during the day, like, a bunch of stuff. At night, it gives it a little bit more of a creepier vibe, which is awesome. But at night, they give you the ghost tour, which is pretty much the tour they give during the day, but they also give their little stuff that they've seen, heard, all that stuff. And then you end up going into up on like a stage, and they have chairs set around a table, so you put your purse, bags, equipment, whatever, on this table, and then they do a lights out session for about an hour. Well, this is where the fun begins, because sometimes you don't even get to lights out before something actually happens. So this particular time, it was me, my wife, my sister, and brother-in-law. We were all kind of sitting by the table, and the way that it was set up is you had the table, and then you had the chairs, and we kind of sat right here. And then on this side where we were sitting, you had the stairs that went down into like the high stakes poker area. And then that was downstairs. And then if you go and walk around, well, I mean, you can't walk around now, but back in the day when you would walk around, you'd be in like these little private rooms for yourself. Well, there is no way to get back behind there. And there was a full-blown conversation, like if you were talking to your buddy, and you could hear everything. I don't remember who has it on their recorder. I don't know if it's on mine or if it's on my brother-in-law's recording, or a little recorder that we had, but you could clearly hear a conversation that was going on, and that was before lights out. Then they do the lights out. Everyone is quiet. They do their little questions. Is anyone there? If you would like to make your presence known, you can walk or touch or whatever. And it's really, really crazy that I noticed, like for myself personally, two things happen after that. One, I saw there was like right across from me, there's a wall, there's a bunch of stuff, and then they have like this wall AC unit. So there is a little bit of light that comes in through like the little opening or whatever where the air conditioner is. And so with that light that was shining through, you could see like a silhouette of like the post that's over there and all that. Well, I see this big, huge shadow just stand up. Well, not really stand up, it just kind of like appeared. Like I was kind of looking, my eyes were getting adjusted to the dark. They finally adjusted, and I'm looking and I see this really tall figure. I can see the shoulder, I can see the head, and I can see the 10-gallon like cowboy hat. I thought one of the guys that was in our group, I thought he had stood up. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then after I'd seen that, I didn't see the figure anymore. But, excuse me, you could hear the clinking of like the spur on a boot as the boot walked across the wood floor. And you could feel like everyone is sitting still. Everyone's not moving. Everyone's sitting in a chair. And you can feel that pressure of somebody walking on the wood right next to you. You can hear the creak, you can hear the pops from the wood, and then you can hear the spur of the boot going cha-ching, cha-ching. That's really, really cool. I think that's my kid stuff I'm hearing. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm psyching myself out here, guys. But after all that was done, lights turned on, and I'm looking for the guy that stood up. The guy that I had seen was not there. Nobody in our group was as tall as the figure I saw, and nobody in our group had a 10-gallon hat on. So I was like, oh my Jesus. Like I have other experiences that I would like to share, but I'll save those for another time. But yeah, like I've got some stories from like when I was younger. Me and a bunch of friends would go up to we call it Old Post, and we would go and check out all the haunted places there. So if you would like to hear more stories about that, let me know in the comments below. I'll be glad to go over some more ghost stories. I love the ghost and paranormal stuff. If you do too, definitely make sure that you leave your stories in the comments below, or you can hit me up on any of my social medias and we can continue the conversation over there. I would love to be able to talk to you guys about a bunch of stuff. And yeah, that's all the time I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, get this out there, and Hope you guys have a fantastic day, evening, whatever it is. Hope it's awesome. See you later, Chaotic Raiders.